Bill Gates is going to be a knight. Sir Bill Gates. I believe he's the outer head. Okay, to really understand this history of Microsoft, and however much of it can be understood by humans, and this demon worship, you got to have some knowledge of the history and origins of the Illuminati. Little's known, but what is can definitely be traced back to 1776. Walpurgis Night, 1776, April 30th. Walpurgis Night, a pagan ritual of building bonfires to drive away demons, is what Walpurgis Night is. Celebrated by the pagans April 30th every year. And in this particular April 30th, 1776, yes, the same exact year that America became the Great Masonic Experiment. 5 men met in a cavern deep beneath Ingolstadt, Bavaria, proclaimed the foundation of the ancient illuminated seers of Bavaria using the name Adam Weishaupt, which means, by the way, the first man to know the superiors. Adam meaning the first, Weishaupt meaning to know the superiors. Illuminati officially disbanded 1785. They didn't disappear. Throughout the past 200 years, they've been observing the world carefully and occasionally intervening. Want to know when? Sarajevo, 1914, to start WW1. The Bolshevik Revolution in St. Petersburg, 1917. Manhattan, the stock crash of 29. Dallas, 63. JFK's assassination. And 9/11. Just to name a few times they've popped up. Their contacts with the unknown superiors continue in constructed buildings originally in Germany, also now in Washington, Redmond, Microsoft campus headquarters. There was a book claiming to be a fantasy novel. And this book was mostly fiction, I think, but it hinted at the secrets of the Illuminati. Nobody knows whether the authors were renegade Illuminati or whether this information was acquired from information within the organization. The book was called Illuminatus. And immediately the Illuminati convened at an emergency meeting in Cesny, Turkey, where they discussed a plan to restructure the organization and to move the Pentagon of initiation to a new location. They decided on a small computer company in one of the smaller cities of the United States as a front. You know what's going to come out of a spaceman's mouth next, don't you? On Talk Radio for Guys, Mojo Radio, AM 640. Yes, that small company's name was Microsoft. Back with more in a moment. The Spaceman on a View from Space. It's Talk Radio for Guys, Mojo Radio, AM 640.
Yeah, he's stupid with Microsoft, but it's in a good way. The Spaceman, Gary Bell on Talk Radio for Guys, Mojo Radio, AM 640.
Space on Mojo, Talk Radio for Guys, AM 640. Microsoft, the evil empire, giving us another shot of their smokescreen to cover up the real truth. What is that real truth, you ask? There is really no reason for them to unleash these viruses that you're getting on your computer. They've already got a backdoor to every single machine that has been sold since its inception. It's buried inside your Internet Explorer. There's a backdoor that can look into your computer at any moment, any time. I have trouble with my computer at home. I call up the maintenance guy, and the maintenance guy says, well, it shows right now that you're online. They don't even ask for my telephone number anymore or my postal code. They know exactly who I am. If they have that, if my internet service provider has that, imagine what Microsoft, the company, has. They can look inside your box anytime they want. And not only that, but these viruses that they send out are smokescreens to cover up the real backdoor that they've got buried in your Internet Explorer. Because if everyone knew that it was in their Internet Explorer, everyone would junk their Microsoft operating system platform. They'd just get rid of it. So they have to send out these viruses, and then you have to go get the patch from them. And then everything is cool again. You're telling me a company the size of Microsoft can't stop viruses? And when they do, they put rewards for Microsoft has just put a reward out, $250,000 for those responsible for creating My Doom. What some are calling the largest virus to date. All it does is slow down business, but they're doing it from your Internet Explorer, not from My Doom viruses or Blaster. And that's how they can continually keep the secret, because they say, okay, My Doom has been patched. It's over. And this particular one begins February 1st, right now, today, and goes till the 12th. How many days are there between February 1st and the 12th? There are 11. The number of judgment and destruction. 11 days they have to operate. An email. Dear Space, I'm a bit worried about my latest My Doom internet virus. The first Blaster virus hit on August 11th through the 13th, which was shortly before the big power blackout. You're exactly right, Mike. It was one day before. August 11th to the 13th, we had Blaster, or they said we had Blaster. Then the power blackout hit on August the 14th at 4:11. I know exactly what time it was. I was just going into my first commercial stop set on the Mike Stafford Show on Talk Radio for Guys, Mojo Radio, AM 640, and our first stop set is at 11, or was then. Mike goes on. There's some speculation at the time that the virus was released to gain access to the power utility. My intuition is there's something big coming up. I wonder if this virus thing could be part of it. I remember the moment I clicked on the attachment to the incomplete message. I regretted it, but by then it was too late. I may have sent out a few infected emails to my friends or business I deal with over the Internet. I apologize. I ran my virus scan. It spotted the culprit right away and dealt with it, I think. I wonder who's behind these things, he says. This is the first one that suckered me in a long time, he said. In the last 18 hours, I got a ton of suspicious emails here at home and also at the office. And much more of it. Seems that the Blaster virus, which first surfaced last August, a couple of days before the big blackout, there's something about this one, My Doom, that is giving me the creeps. First, it's too big. And second, what is the back door in the computer for? And how can I be sure that after cleaning the infected file, that any command it sent out to open a secret portal is now inoperative? Anyone know? Signed, Mike. I gotta tell you, Mike, The viruses going around are a smokescreen. One more time I will say it. The evil empire of Microsoft has it cleverly, secretly, and are laughing at you. It's buried in your Internet Explorer. They get in when they want to. My Doom virus. Activating February 1st today. It will use any affected computer to attack a specific website. We're talking about, yes, folks, we're talking about the denial of service attack. That's what we're talking about here. Could it be they're going to hit all the cell phones? Could it be they're going to cripple airports? Could it be this denial of service is going to close down banks? Could it be the power blackout one more time? What do they have up their sleeves? Check this out. Groundhog Day, February 2. I've done the show on it already. An attack could be imminent. Didn't say it was going to happen. Said it might happen. The numbers are there. Groundhog Day, February 2, 33rd day in the year. And even better, since this time around it's a leap year of 366 days, you know how many days there will be left in the year after February 2? 333. Magnifying the 3 as high as you can go. And if that's not enough, we are also now in the zodiacal sign of Aquarius until February 19th. And what supposedly is spirit and opportunity looking for in Mars? Water. Aquarius, water. And they say they have discovered water, or what constitutes water, on Mars. The hematite. They've found it! Yeah! JPL is jumping up and down! Yes! Yes! And hugging everybody. God, we've seen it over and over. Quit hugging down there! Shut up already! Just do your job and spill the beans. Yeah, there was life on Mars. Yeah, it's related to some of the Illuminati down here on Earth. And they're half men and half gods. And we're their slaves. Why don't you just say it? Why don't you just admit it? So clever, these guys, huh? So clever is Microsoft. Hey, one more thing about Microsoft before I get off this and get on some of the other sides, that a possible a possible Illuminati attack is imminent in the next 48 hours, possibly up to the 12th of February. I just want to let you know that Bill Gates is code, much like Adam Weishaupt is. Yeah. Apart from being the name of a magician in an Aleister Crowley novel called Moonchild, Gates is a reference to the unknown superior and gateway between ordinary reality and the invisible world. Oh, and how about this? IBM. It doesn't stand for International Business Machines. It stands for Jacobus Burgundus Moransis, or Jacques de Molay, the last overt Grand Master of the Knights of the Templar, whose name was borrowed by the Bavarian Illuminati. Oh, and don't forget the Microsoft Network administration tool called Hermes, after the god of alchemy. And that a line in Umberto Eco's novel, Foucault's Pendulum, reads quite clearly, Microsoft Hermes. You know, they used to have the swastika in their logo, in their Windows logo. in the early ones, in Windows 95 and 98.